To the Mike Weatherford Show, special edition. We got an exciting show tonight, man. You are going to find one of the funniest men in America is going to be right here talking with us. I want to take a few seconds to thank our sponsors, Napa Auto Parts, Paris Power Sports, 54 Fuel Mart, Holly McAdams, Landmark Realty, Take Me Back Cafe, Clark & Cox, L.I. Smith, West Tennessee Chiropractic. We appreciate all of our sponsors for hanging out with us and making all we do possible. Without them, this show wouldn't be possible. So when you go out and see these people, tell them, hey, I seen you on the Mike Weatherford Show. We appreciate y'all. And I appreciate all of y'all guys for tuning in tonight. Like I said, we got a special edition show tonight. And hopefully we don't have none of that ice and stuff they're calling for. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but we'll make it through it because we always do. We're expanding our show and expanding our topics around here. We're going a little more state, a little more national, and I want you to stay tuned to what's coming up. So in the meantime, anything that you might want to see on the show or you got any questions or anything, we're going to put our email address up here. You know, if you got a complaint on Kevin, the producer, here, just send it just right here. The Mike Weatherford Show at gmail.com. You know, anything bad on me, forget that. The producer, that's where you send all the problems you got with him, right there. I mean, that's just the way. But anyway, I want everybody to stay tuned, keep up with what's going on. We got big, exciting stuff coming. And in the meantime, I'm going to move right on here to what we got going on tonight. For over 3 decades, this gentleman has been performing all across the country. He is about the best at what he does, making people laugh with his clean, down-to-earth humor we can all relate to. Best known for his film Happy Wife, Happy Life, plus starring in other comedy films. Before I introduce him, take a look at this, see what you think.
So my 60th birthday rolls around, and Tammy, my lovely wife, gets me 12 hours with a personal trainer. That's her gift to me. What would a woman say if a man walked up to her, hey, happy birthday, here's 12 hours with a personal trainer? Yeah, see, you already know. So Todd, who does his job well, was loaded with questions. First question he asked me, how long has it been since I had an exercise program? I went, let me ponder that one, Toddo. I'm 60, so that would be 60 years, 9 months since I If I'm to be honest with you, Todd, I haven't really moved with any purpose since I won the race at conception. So.
He's been on Showtime, Comedy Central, The Huckabee Show, and other top rated shows. Folks, let's welcome comedian Jeff Allen. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Hey, Michael, thank you for having me.
Hey, man, I appreciate you tuning in with us, man. How in the cat's hair are you doing, friend?
I'm doing great. You got me out of cleaning the kitchen, man. This is I ate the dinner and I walked away.
So what have you been doing here lately? I've been seeing you on every time I turn on. I see Jeff Allen, the comedian, and I'm always laughing, you know. And so tell me, what in the world has Jeff Allen been doing?
Well, I just got back from Wisconsin. I was in Green Bay and in Milwaukee, and we had sold out shows. People are coming out again. Finally, I've actually been on the road since August 2020. I started working when the clubs were only 25% capacity. I just had my wife basically said, "Get out of the house. I don't care." I said, "I'm not making any money, babe." She goes, "Don't worry about it. Don't care about the money. Just I need you out of here. That's all." Yeah. So just really busy. It looks like things are opening up. And Friday I'll be at the Kentucky Opry, and looking forward to getting back there. I was there a couple years ago before COVID, and everything seems to be before COVID or after COVID. So.
Yeah, that's how history is now, before and after COVID. I mean,
right, exactly.
I want my world back. I want my country
Absolutely.
back. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I mean, let's just move on, man. Let's laugh and have fun and like it's supposed to be. So you live in Fairview, Tennessee. Is that not where you call home at?
Yeah, 25 years we've been in Tennessee, so we're Southerners now. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, but I realized that didn't make me a Southerner.
Chicago?
Chicago. And,
that's how you say it when you become a Southerner. You got to throw the R in it.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
There you go. How you?
They just got 10 inches of snow today, man. So I'm glad I'm out of there.
Oh man, but you got a half inch of ice in Tennessee is worse than 10 inches of snow in Chicago, I guess, ain't it?
Well, that's it. When we first moved here, I went to get some lettuce one day and there was no produce. And I said to the guy, "Did you not get a shipment today?" And he says, "Snowed today." And I had to think about it, and I remembered some dandruff fell from the sky. And we learned real quick, man, when it just threatens to snow, you get up and you get your lettuce, you get your bread, you get your milk. That's it. You just
today's Groundhog Day. Did he see his shadow?
Oh, it is.
Did he see his shadow?
6 more weeks. I don't know what that means, but I heard it's 6 more weeks.
Lord, I don't want 6. I'm not a summer. I don't like the hot part of summer. I don't like it when you got just big and sweat. I don't like all that. But give me a choice. I'll take the hot. So you moved here from Illinois to Tennessee 25 years ago. That was a big.
Well, we moved from Arizona. You talk about the heat. Yeah, we moved from Arizona. My wife couldn't stand. She didn't get into that whole dry heat thing. I said, it doesn't feel 115, baby. She says, no, it feels 285, Jeff. I got to get out of here.
That's what I always heard, Jeff. I said, well, get in the oven at about 100 degrees. That's about as dry as place you get. 100 degrees is hot. I don't care where you're at. It's hot.
Absolutely. You know what happened was we were waiting to eat at a restaurant. We were standing outside, and she was wearing heels, and the glue on her heel melted, and she fell on her rear end. And that's when she threw the shoe at me and said, "I'm moving. You can come with me, or not, but I'm getting out of here." So anyway, I said, "Well, okay, I'll find a place." She wanted to go to Ohio, where she was from, and I talked her into Tennessee. Thank God we did that, because
you got a son that was in the 101st Airborne over in Clarksville.
Absolutely, Fort Campbell.
Man, that's good stuff right there. Did that what made you decide to come to Tennessee? Maybe it was with your son, or
no? They were in 8th grade, 4th grade, and 8th grade when we got here.
Okay.
And he took ROTC, and when 9/11 happened, he was ready to go then. We told him he had one more year of school. I says, "You finish school, and if they need you, then you can do what you need to do."
Oh man, that's good.
And he was he came with me. I did some shows for the troops in 2001. Right after 9/11, we went over to the Persian Gulf and did some shows for the troops. I took them with me and kind of got him introduced to the military. I said, "Well, this is going to be your life for 6 years. You might as well experience it for a month." So we were over there for about a month.
Oh, that's good stuff right there, man. Over, you seen a lot over there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it was interesting because we were on the Navy carrier, and they told him to join the Air Force. Why is that? They got all the money, they got the best food, they got all the toys. They said they got everything.
I heard they get their own room too. They get their own room. They don't have to share it with everybody.
Well, absolutely. We went to a special base right outside of Bahrain, and the Marines were sleeping out with the sand fleas on the sand in the desert under tents, and the Air Force had air conditioned quarters, and they had a chef with a white coat on cooking chef food. And I told my son, but he was a football player, had played at 265, and they said at your height to be in the Air Force, you got to be 205. And he lost about 30 pounds. He looked at me and he said, "Dad, I can't lose another pound, man. I'm ready to kill somebody." Which is good. We're going to the military.
Oh, man. I know a lot of your comedy is based around your family. I bet and you talk about your wife throwing shoes at you and all that kind of stuff. Does that hold well with your wife, or do they get used to it, or do you have to tell her jokes and run for cover?
No, Tammy always says, just did the check clear? That's all she asks.
That's the major thing. If the check clears, it's all cool, right?
There was only one thing that I do that I had to run by her, and that was her on menopause. I thought I should ask her if it was okay if I kind of saw the humorous side of her sweating. So anyway, she was cool with it. And the kids used to fight about who the bit was about. I would they would go, "That's about you." No, when my youngest kid went to camp for 2 weeks, we sent him out with 14 clean pair of underwear, and he came back with 13 clean pair of underwear. So basically, he wore one pair of underwear for 2 weeks.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? I got 10 grandkids, and my daughter tells me a lot of times, the hardest thing she has is getting my grandsons to, I've got 3 children, to take baths. I said, that's just the way kids are. I mean, that's just wasting time.
Well, I'll tell you what, when my oldest got his first girlfriend, man, she got him bathing, and I went over to her house, and I gave her $100. I says, you get him to brush his teeth. There's another C note in it for you.
Women do that.
All of a sudden, he just started bathing without us telling him. And I asked him one day, I go, what's going on in your life? He goes, what do you mean? I go, hey, man, you're bathing. He goes, well, I got me a girlfriend.
Them skirt tails will make a man do funny things, won't they, Jeff?
Well, I said, for the love of a woman, man, guys will do anything,
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. With humor being the way it is in your shows, if you had to, you're clean cut. You can do shows in churches. You can do them at, business venues and places like that. Corporate stuff. Do you worry about people getting offended nowadays? Does that affect you? Or, everybody gets offended nowadays.
Well, it's interesting. I try not to do many things on I got a new joke that I wrote, and it tagged on some stuff I was already doing. We have a neighbor that's 78 years old, and her husband passed away. And you live in the country, you take care of your neighbors. When she got sick, Tammy had me bring her over a big pile of soup and stuff to take care of her. We're always, in the summer, we mow our lawns, and we'll stop at the fence and chat and stuff. And anyway, we were chatting one day, and she said she had to take a cognitive test to get her driver's license renewed. And I couldn't believe that because she's so sharp. And she said, well, the memory thing is what threw her. And I said, what's the memory thing? And she said, they give you 5 things, and then 20 minutes later, you got to remember what those 5 things were. And Tammy said to me, she goes, you're never hanging on to your license, pal. I said, what are you talking about? She said, the grocery store is 8 minutes from the house. I give you 3 things. You can't remember the 3 things. So since last July, I won't call her anymore if I can't remember the 3 things. I'm studying for my cognitive test in 10 years when the state. And I told her, sometimes I come home with 20 things, hoping the 3 things are in there, but I'm not calling her. So anyway, I added this new joke to it. My father-in-law moved in, and he was 78, and all he wanted to do was watch Gunsmoke and eat ice cream when he moved in with us. And Tammy wouldn't let him do that. She took him down to the YMCA and made him exercise at the Silver Sneakers program. Then she made him eat vegetables, which was hysterical. This guy ain't had a vegetable in 50 years, and he's gagging broccoli down one night like it was gravel. He's just barely chewing on it. I go, what's going on, man? He goes, if I don't eat the broccoli, I don't get the ice cream. So it's like 78 years old, man. And then she made him walk the neighborhood.
That's your second childhood.
Yeah, and then he wants to go sit down and watch Gunsmoke, and she says, no, get out and walk. So she made him walk the neighborhood, and he face planted one night, just fell down. We had to take him to the emergency room. And by the way, listeners, man, if you've got a senior living with you, and you and your wife got to take him to the emergency room, get your story straight before you get to the emergency room. Man, it got ugly.
I imagine. Was it domestic violence?
They separated Tammy and I. And, apparently, our stories were different. Tammy's story was he likes to walk after dinner. Like he likes to walk. Right?
Yeah.
And then my story was Tammy makes him walk after dinner, and his story was, these people are killing me. They're killing me. I can't move. I hate these people. So anyway, I said to the audience one night, I go, all this talk about 78-year-olds, not all 78-year-olds are equal. I was watching our president on TV one night. He was at the Paris Climate Accords, talking about the Paris Climate Accords, and I was interested in it because it'll affect our lives. And about 8 minutes into his speech, I paused the TV and I looked at Tammy and said, is it me? Or would our president just be a lot happier watching Gunsmoke and eating ice cream?
Well, I'm telling you, that's good stuff.
Yeah, he just doesn't look like he's too engaged. And again, I love my father-in-law and our neighbor. I love her. I just, they're nice people. I just don't want them running the free world. That's all I'm saying.
Understood. But I was just wondering with people they get butt hurt nowadays. I've noticed a lot of comedians. They have to change their, in my life growing up, all the funny stuff was in my family. I didn't have to make it up. You always got to I guess I'm going to make people mad, but you always got the fat aunt, an aunt that's real fat and she likes to eat, and in my neighborhood, we didn't hide the crazies in the backyard. We put them on the front porch and give them a glass of tea. That's just how we done it. I didn't know if you had to change or not, the way the country's doing. I didn't know.
No, not really. I kind of do what I do, and anymore people go to Facebook and they see what I do, and if they like what I do, they'll come out and see it. So it's a good. I did an interview with Foxworthy a couple years ago, and he said something really cool. He goes, we talk about our families, and he goes, yeah, I learned that years ago. I went to a club one night and I talked about something my wife did at the house, and the audience laughed. And he said, I realized that if it happened in my house, maybe it happens in somebody else's house, and then there's some kind of, they can relate to it. And that's kind of the way I look at it. I figure if it happens, we're not unique, No. God kind of made us all pretty much in the same way.
It is. Well, there's crazies in everybody's family. We all got them. That's
absolutely. Yeah. I was the crazy for the longest time.
Well, I like being the crazy. They don't expect a lot out of you, do they? They don't expect a lot out of us when you're crazy. They just that's Mike and that's Jeff, and they just go on about their business. They don't expect much.
Well, there's something to that, because somebody asked me once how I keep the romance fresh and alive in my marriage after 35 years. I said, I don't. It took me 20 years to get our expectations low enough to where I can meet them all the
time. That's good. That keeps
absolutely.
Keeps it
there's
good.
a benefit to low expectations.
That's right. They don't expect a lot out of you. That's like you don't think neither. Just react. You don't have to think about it. Just go walk around. Like the crazy uncle I am, and just let it go.
Right.
But you've been a comedian since the 70s, I think. I read
78.
78, man. That's been a good career. You've had a lot of fun. Is it a lot of ups and downs? Did you start in the maybe the not getting paid, just stand up on the stage and work your way up to where you are now? Tell me a little bit about what it takes to start out as a comedian, what you went through. 78.
Well, I got lucky. I got lucky in 1978. There were comedy clubs that were just kind of starting out, and then by 1980, the entire country exploded with comedy clubs. So by then, I had I could do 15, 20 minutes, and I was able to hit the road, make a few bucks, and learn some craft. And anyway, I rode that out until the mid 90s, I guess, early 90s. And then it really started slowing down. The clubs were not doing so well. And, it got really slow. And I didn't really know what the future held. But a couple points I tried to get out of it. And I realized I have no skills. I went for a job at the post office, and they were paying $9 an hour or something. And I looked at my mortgage and I looked at my family and my expenses, and I go, well, if I can work 150 hours a week, I might be able to make it.
I bet you got some good stories you could tell about being on the road and comedy act. And, the average person, they don't get to see what you've seen behind the scenes and run into crazies. And you've had a good career, and I bet you've got anything stands out in your head that's kind of a funny story that you've run into, just being yourself.
Well, it's I guess the comedy condos, I guess, were they always put you up in a condominium,
Right.
And when you're one of the first acts there for the first month or two, the place is relatively clean. And I think Jerry Seinfeld once said that you can't sit anywhere in a comedy condo and not think that somebody's had a peak experience. I'm trying to keep it clean, but it was like you started thinking about, every inch of that place, somebody has just been naked laying on it or something,
yeah.
So when we were moving to Tennessee, I had worked the comedy club there, and they had a house across the street that they used to put the comedians up in. And to save a few bucks, I called the owner and asked him if we could stay there for a couple nights while we looked for places to live here in Nashville. And he said, sure, no problem. And we got there. Tammy, my wife, would not even sit on the arm of the couch. She looked around and said, we're getting a room somewhere else. She goes, so when I called him and said, we're not going to take you up on your offer here, he goes, what's wrong? And I said, I don't want to tell you, man, but yeah, my wife will not step foot in your...
It'd be like a sorority house, where the college kids stay on steroids, probably. Is that what you're trying to describe? I think we lost him there, Jeff. Yeah, we lost your audio, Jeff. Can you hear me? He said he was having internet problems. Can you hear me, Jeff? Can't hear you. Can you hear him in the control room? Okay. Hold tight. Jeff, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Well, maybe he'll come back on. You know how internet is. That's horrible, losing contact. He said he having a little internet trouble. Well, anyway, let's see here for a second. If Kevin can do some magic, maybe he can get him back on where we can hear him. Jeff, can you hear me? Nod your head. Let me know you hear me. Can you see me? Well, he's working on it. That's how it is when you do live. See, we're not recorded, so, you're going to run into problems like this when you do live stuff. Maybe Jeff, are you back yet, Jeff? Can you hear me? There he's trying again. Let's see what we got here. Might be part of his act. You never know. Well, what do you think, Kevin, the producer? Yeah, we are. We lost him. But anyway, maybe he'll come back. But anyway, folks, that is Jeff Allen. He is a world-renowned comedian. We lost contact. Jeff, are you back yet? Can you hear me? Well, we lost him. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been hilarious with him. He is a excellent comedian. You need to tune in and see this guy. Check him out. He's going to be at the Opry, Kentucky Opry in Benton, Kentucky. We've got it up here. February the 4th. You better call and get your tickets. You can call 270-527-3869 and get your tickets. It's going to be website, JeffAllenComedy.com. Check that out too. That's where you can see all this is going on, and he's going to be there maybe one more time before we leave. Is he back yet? I can see him on the screen, but Jeff, if you can hear me, I think he lost his video feed on his end. That's just how it works. But anyway, folks, Jeff Allen, he is going to be at the Kentucky Opry February the 4th, and you need to tune in to him. I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. Even though we lost him, he's done it as Zoom, and sometimes, it happens. This time it's not on our end. www.KentuckyOpry.com. Tune in to him and check him out. He's going to be there February the 4th. I don't know what the time is, but anyway, check him out and see what's going on. Well, what do you think? We're going to get out of here. We done a little special edition with, like I said, comedian Jeff Allen. It was an entertaining show. He's a barrel of monkeys, folks. Tune in to this guy. Check him out. Get on Kentucky Opry. See him. Listen to him. He's funny. He's hilarious. You just take it from me. You'll be glad you did. Next Tuesday, February the 8th, we've got David Doyle. He's a lie detector operator. He calls it a polygraph, but I call it lie detectors like we used to. He's going to be in the house, and we're going to find out what it's about. He's been claiming he's going to put me on a lie detector. So don't forget, Tuesday, February the 8th, 7 p.m. live. Don't be late.
This presentation of the Mike Weatherford Show is being brought to you by
Paris Power Sports, a bad boy and skag mower dealer and service center that is the area's leading power sports company since 2016. Mow with an attitude and power on.
Napa Auto and Truck Parts. With over 95 years of experience, you can trust the Napa know-how.
Take Me Back Cafe, delicious home-cooked family-style meals in a nostalgic, warm, and inviting atmosphere. Take Me Back Cafe, great for the entire family.
And the attorneys at Hawley & McAdams, who with over 90 years of combined experience, pride themselves in competent, thorough representation, utilizing their vast experience in a broad array of practice areas. Voted favorite law firm in the 14th Annual Reader's Choice Award, Hawley & McAdams are proud and honored to serve you.
For the last 35 years, Terry Leonard has litigated civil and criminal cases in both local and federal courts across Tennessee. Raised in Benton County and coupled with his background in small business and farming, Terry's experiences provide him unique insights on the challenges faced by West Tennesseans today. A Christian, conservative, and active Republican, Terry believes strong values create a strong community. Firmly believing that all deserve the right to be treated with dignity and respect, Terry has provided extensive pro bono legal work for the less fortunate. Terry Leonard, experienced, fair, honest, and caring. Vote Terry J. Leonard this May 3rd as your candidate for Circuit Court Judge.
Find out more at VoteTerryLeonard.com. Paid for by Terry J. Leonard, candidate for Circuit Court Judge Division 2. Misha Adams, Treasurer.
Don't let pain become a way of life. Voted 6 years in a row as the winner of Favorite Chiropractor in the PI Reader's Choice Awards, Dr. Dustin Forrester can help restore your sense of normalcy and help put some spring back in your step. We are proud to announce the addition of Dr. Grace Burden to our staff, providing the service of dry needling for all our patients. Call our office at 731-644-9000 to schedule your appointment today, and you could be another one of our many happy and satisfied customers.
The decision to buy or sell a home can be a difficult one, and it's important to have someone you can trust during that process. Landmark Realty is that someone, committed to serving you and to building solid, long-lasting relationships. Our experienced real estate agents with established professional networks work hard to help you find your perfect dream home. Browse our wide variety of homes at landmarkrealtytn.com or stop in at either of our 2 locations in Camden or Paris. Don't live in the past. Let Landmark move you into your future.
Whether it's real estate, business, criminal, or family law, civil litigation, estate planning, or even personal injury, attorneys Andy Clark, and Chad Cox of Clark & Cox PLLC provide the experience and trusted representation that you're looking for. A long-standing Paris PI Reader's Choice favorite, Clark & Cox address your legal issues using the team approach, setting into motion a strong and highly competent and capable staff to assist you with all your legal needs. To find out more about how we can help you, visit clarkandcoxlaw.com or call us at 731-642-4446.
L.I. Smith & Associates, a full-service engineering and surveying company that combines 40 years of industry expertise with new cutting-edge technology to provide innovative solutions to real-world problems. Headquartered in Paris, the professionals at L.I. Smith are dedicated to providing high-quality surveying and civil engineering services throughout Henry County and the surrounding region. L.I. Smith & Associates, industry expertise, innovative solutions, and community-focused. 54 Fuel Mart, a great place to eat with friendly staff and some of the best gas prices in town. Stop in for a bite to eat and get treated like family. That's 54 Fuel Mart, 1213A West Wood Street in Paris.